Hello and welcome to Christian's Tea Time Classicals, short videos about individual aspects of classical music that last about as long as it takes to brew a nice cup of tea. In this episode, we take a look at the first three productions of Charles Gounod's opera La Reine de Saba. After Wagner's Tannhäuser was mercilessly penned at the Paris Opera in 1861, Gounod's La Reine de Saba was the next large-scale work to reach the stage there on the 28th of February in 1862. Right up to the last moment, the creation of La Reine de Saba was marked by constant changes, rearrangements and cuts that went far beyond the usual extent. Most notably, an entire act, albeit only about 15 minutes in length, had to be removed for reasons that remain unclear. This cut seriously affected the dramatic and musical structure of the work. Gounod later filled the gap with a hastily composed recitative that at least preserved the essential narrative information. The libretto was harshly rejected by critics, and Gounod's music fared little better. Some blamed the source material itself, considered entirely unsuitable for operatic treatment. Others heard in the score an echo of Tannhäuser, and Gounod, like Wagner a year earlier, was even labeled a musician of the future. The second performance followed later that same year on the 5th of December in 1862 at the Théâtre Royal de la Monnaie in Brussels, where Gounod personally directed the rehearsals. The reception was more favorable, though not without reservations. Audiences even took a certain pleasure in feeling artistically superior to their Parisian counterparts. The version performed in Brussels included the act that had been omitted in Paris, and alongside numerous smaller revisions, the finale was transformed from a mere lamento into a magnificent apotheosis. The third production took place on the 25th of January in 1863 in Darmstadt. It was performed in a German translation, and Gounod himself conducted the premiere and was awarded an Order of Merit by the Grand Duke of Hesse. But beyond the music, it was above all the lavish staging and especially the inventive stage machinery that determined the success of this production. The spectacular explosion of the foundry furnace was realized by stage manager Karl Brandt, who a few years later would go on to lead the technical direction of the Bayreuther Festspielhaus. He also created the stage effects for the first Der Ring des Nibelungen. The Brussels and Darmstadt productions of La Reine de Saba continued to be staged in the following years, but for now we won't go through every theatre that followed suit, because your tea should be ready. Enjoy it and feel free to leave your comments while you sip. See you next time.